You have all these people without any integrity wondering why the world is the way the world is, why there's a spinning wheel of death, why technology is always winning, has the upper hand, why there's no manual override, why the song Peaches and Cream was ever a hit. I mean, I guess it's cool that you could sing a song about fruit, you know, in retrospect. Young Money. Did you know that 1 out of 10 people are African American? And the Jews used to run the media, but I mean, you could pretty much see it now. I mean, O.J. Simpson was the first athlete. You know, now you got thousands and thousands and millions of athletes of the African descent raking in hundreds of thousands in college and minor leagues. And so it goes to say that, you know, the African American race is prospering. To think 10% of the population has probably half of the wealth, and that's what they want. I think that's the idea, is that black people think that, hey, we deserve half. You know, if you think of contrast between black and white is gray, and women have the rainbow where, oh, it's all about sex, but sex is boring, but sex, I'm not used to this goddamn hourglass. But as you know, as you can see, I'm clocked in right now. I've been working for this company since last March, putting in 100-hour work weeks. You know, part-time is anything under, full-time is anything over 40. Part-time is anything over 32, between 32 and 40, I think, or anything under 32. So I'm doing double that. Since I started security, I put 100,000 miles in my car in 3 years. So I drive 3 times more than the average driver. I do have 4 speeding tickets in 2022, so it's not all, you know, peach, you know, rainbows and sunshine. But yeah, I mean, if I was a police officer, I'm just a regular officer. I would pull over people in the fast track lane that are Greyhound double-decker buses. Hey, it's the creepy crawler. My mom was telling me, unfriend all the Swices. They think you're weird. And I said, well, yeah, I mean, being creative is being weird. It doesn't mean...
9:30, we have finally closed for the evening. We do apologize for any shopping inconvenience. We will reopen tomorrow at 9:30 a.m. Once again, we close at 9:30.
Being unique and special doesn't mean that you're creepy. You know, that doesn't mean that you don't have manners, you can't keep your hands to yourself. 12 months ago, I was let go for letting a homeless person sleep in my house. She left her bike in my car. She was there slept for 96 hours. And then she just left in the middle of a rainstorm. And I talked to the unemployment office, and they know somehow. Nobody's ever said anything. Sorry, that was sort of illogical, but the point I'm trying to get across is that we look around at this bonfire of vanities and we wonder why the homeless race, you know, the transient bums, vagabonds, nomads they're the turtle right now and we're the hare. They're winning the race and we wonder why. Because we're soft. We have, you know, when you have rich blood and you get a cut, you bleed a lot. You know, homeless people, they fight to the burger. It was in Fight Club. That was one of the greatest lines. You know, skinny people fight to the burger. They have not lived with a roof over their head. These people have survived every sort of emasculation. You know, recession has nothing to do with them. Money, they're stronger than cock. Men are known for being pigs and dogs and feeding women horse manure lines, but I finally befriended a girl that blocked me in 2018. She really made me into the man I am. I hope she's watching this. I don't care if she isn't. Her name is Brianna. And she's pretty much the best thing that happened to me since I moved to California in 2013. But I was just making this video because I had a quick minute. I'm driving to guard my first bar downtown, and I worked a 60-hour shift, so I quit just for one day temporarily. And now I worked last night at Solana Beach all night, today all day at a mall, and tonight again all day. I mean all night. So I worked a triple shift after pretend or temporarily going AWOL. But as I was saying, I received my 4th point. In California, if you receive 6 points in 2 years, they take away your license. 6 tickets in 2 years. I think that's what it is. No, 6 tickets in 3 years, 4 tickets in 2 years. And I received my 3rd ticket in the last year. So I can't take driving school. You know, when I'm on the road, I think of it like Oregon Trail, you know? You know, that's why the cops, they always pull over speeders, because they know that we have drugs, you know? I don't have drugs. I mean, I have a little grasp, but I don't know if that's illegal. But I'm so fucking depressed right now that I keep getting ticket after ticket after ticket and wasting all of my money. I only make $18 an hour. Musk is gonna buy Twitter shares to enrich all the investors for some reason. I mean, because nobody who tweets is thinking about their net worth. But it's the thing is about stand-up is comedy. The industry today is all about they call it the assignment desk, which is the desk in front of the news where they're the anchor and the reporters kind of riff-raff, and they're, oh, how's the weather today? Hot and humid with a chance of, you know, fucking SpaghettiOs, and then they laugh it off. It's like, that's not the evolution of stand-up. We're supposed to be reminiscing, using nostalgia, talking in the third person. Like Martin Lawrence was awesome, but he was banned from Saturday Night Live, from Lorne Michael, because he told everyone to wash their ass. Jimmy Kimmel is the latest person to have the vid, as Kevin Hart calls it, has a C-19, and I think that's ironic because when he was doing the Man Show, he had the microphone down his pants and would walk on the Vegas Strip and ask girls to talk into the mic. You can see that on YouTube, but still ABC allows him to run the night show, which is, I think, doing that is one of the most heinous acts that probably Amber Heard could only think of. Sticking a microphone down your pants and asking girls to talk into the mic. Look it up on YouTube. Security is a lot like taking candy from a baby. My dad's a clinical psychologist. He used to work in a jail cell. If you ever remember the story from Training Day where the guy wiped his face with shit, that story originated with my dad. My dad had a patient that wiped his face with chunks of crap so he didn't have to have a mental aptitude test. But as far as security guard, it's stealing candy from a baby, because I have to break the law in order to, I feel like that's what makes me such a good guard, is that I try not to break the law, because I know it's a guilty pleasure, and I count my blessings. I'd rather count my blessings. But I do act like a homeless person, you know. I got here at 9, it's almost 7. I'm here with my pups, and Candid Cam. So, in the 90s, Putin was the emperor, or king, or whatever you call it, of his dynasty. He's like the bloodline. You know, people should be terrified right now, you know. He's like the woolly mammoth. He comes from the tundra. He's like the abominable snowman against a yeti, but combined, roll into one. Nobody knows how much he's worth. But the thing is that as a predecessor, or as the captain, as the landlord, or as the feudal liege of your entire country, and nobody knows how much you're worth, that's terrifying. That should be absolutely terrifying to everybody. I mean, he's not going to give up power. This is him throwing in his towel, you know? This is him, you know, saying, taking no prisoners, you know, taking no for an answer. So, I mean, if y'all ever seen the movie Wanted, it's the stupidest fucking ending with James McAvoy, where he buys a bunch of rats and he blows them all up. It's fucking stupid. But I understand infiltrating the, you know, the no friend zone, you know, because pigs have the most power. Because, I mean, Animal Farm, where the two-legged main character, Napoleon, you know, makes that book for a reason, you know, by George Orwell. But you know, pigs have an amazing sense of smell, which I have, and for some reason humans, cops, have the ability to take away your freedom, and I think that's an abuse of privilege. So right now I'm going to take a police exam. It's going to be easy. I already scored 95 on my National Guard exam. I don't know why it said that black cats are bad luck. I just read that a woman, a white cat, had been changing her tire in the middle of the street and got ran over and died. I think black cats are now good luck. You know, like Neo in the Matrix, where it's deja vu. Oh no, 7 years of bad luck. No, black cats are good. White cats are bad luck, are evil. Black cats are good luck. Good luck charms. Big difference. A talisman is bad. White cats are bad. Hello, everybody. It's Snow White's favorite dwarf. Women don't have favorites, right? Women are sinless and flawless, faultless. You know? Not a bad bone in her body, right? That's the American woman for you, as Lenny Kravitz said. But I wanted to do one of my favorite comedian, my Mount Rushmore of comedian, Mitch Hedberg. Because Mitch Fatel is actually also a really great comedian named Mitch. Fucking hysterical. But here's me doing Mitch Hedberg. I saw a commercial that was 59 seconds long about swimming in a pool. Well, thank God. Because if it was 60 seconds long, I don't know what I would do. Who stays in a... Don't fix what's broken. But it's easier to break children than it is to fix adults. It's a very popular slogan in the in the field of therapy. You know, social therapy, cognitive therapy. There's a million types of therapy. Psychology, psychiatry. And that's the thing about America, is that we're not grassroots. We don't work on things from the ground up, and then we wonder why we're like Jenga and we fall all apart. And in a classic example are these celebrities that make $200 million a movie, and then we have Trump, the only celebrity that had an apprentice show, and he put his money where his mouth is. But everybody else here, like in Los Angeles, for example, who everyone believes they're famous. Oh, I'm from LA, I'm famous. We're right now in a heat wave, and it is true that 99% of the media does come from this part of the United States. But sorry, I always have my shirt off. I'm not made for California. I'm used to 14 degree weather. I'm used to Chicago, Midwest. But I like the people here in Cali more. I don't like the weather. Usually people say they're different, you know? Oh, I go to Cali for the weather. Anyway, I do have clothes on, in case you're wondering. Please don't report me to the authorities. I mean, I am an authority, so yeah, I guess you'd be calling me on myself. But just wanted to make a snap and say, women be tweeting saying, oh man, the chances of getting pregnant is the same chances of getting in a car accident and then get in a 16-car pileup while giving birth to triplets. I mean, choose your words carefully. That's the moral of my snap. Listen to your words and use choice words. Select words. If we listen to our words, I know this is gonna sound crazy, but I mean, you could imagine Jesus of Nazareth walking around Jerusalem saying he's the Son of God. And that's not my proclamation. I'm not a heretic or Herod. I'm not a, plagiarizer, so to speak. Although I am thinking about switching my name to Jesus, because there's a lot of people in California in the wild, wild west that are named Jesus. And I feel like I'm trying to even the scale a little bit, Why can't there be an Arabian Jesus? Why do they all have to be Spanish, But, yeah, a word of warning is that, I never repeated a joke. Everybody on TikTok think that they're the new thing, and they're not even paying homage, That's walking before you run, and I really feel bad at the day of judgment when all these people are. And the reason why I say rub the dirt off your shoulders is such an important lesson in life, without even listening to the Jay-Z song, how that's more important than platonic love, that kind of wisdom, is because nobody wants you to accelerate. You go on the streets, you're trying to go to the finish line, what happens? You crash, you get a speeding ticket. That's why they say in pool, speed kills. When you take speed in school, what happens? Yeah, you finish your essay, but then you get dehydrated, So obviously exercising is the best high, but just because nobody wants to see you succeed, and Jay-Z would always say that, his biggest fans are his haters. And that's what money cannot buy. That kind of publicity, you can't buy that. When you have so many people, when you're climbing a ladder of human people. I mean, it goes to show that, women chase what matters, not what counts. And they have no direction in life. They don't know how to put one foot in front of the other. They're flashy, they show off, they're showboats. Back in the early 1900s, we went to war, we killed off, all the men were sent, all the men in China were killed, all the men in every single country were killed. And what did the women do? They stayed back, they started complaining that they didn't want to vote, and now that they're voting, they're saying that men are the problem. Well, what are you doing? What are women doing but complaining, but being on the news and making a mountain out of a molehill? At least Donald Trump, when he had money, he put his money where his mouth is. He went to the Oval Office. He was hated for years, but at least he I was pulling up to the Toyota, I believe it was called Convention Center, Civic Center, and Star Wars convention exhibit. And this woman was telling me to reverse, or she said to get out of the way, but she said don't reverse and I can't go forward. So I got out of my car and another security guard walked up to me and said, "Are you okay?" And I said, "No." I said, "This girl's telling me to get out of the way, but there's nowhere to go." And the guard said, "I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to the lady." So, it pays to be a gentleman, I guess, is the moral of that. It's just so plain as day. In all the countries, no matter what language you see, that you'd want neutrality, that you want the same, to treat others as you want to be treated, and also you treat yourself as you expect others to treat you. Like Jesus said, treat others how you wish to be treated, treat others how you expect to be treated. And it's just ridiculous that women, that's 50% of the world, all right? Half of the population uses moisturizer and beauty products that doesn't just have a glow or a shine. Your average lotion has thousands and thousands of chemicals. And women all their lives. Bro Haim, check this out. It's a mobile sushi restaurant.
Want to try a sample?
I'll just show my brother. We'll be back. A sushi mobile. Let me paint everyone a picture, alright? Because everyone is so fucking shallow that they're not seeing the big picture. And this has always been the issue. This is why Russia is the most powerful country. And they're slowly but surely, they're taking baby steps to seize control. And it's a very simple strategy where all these movies in Hollywood and America are about conquering your fear and fear of the unknown. Russia, they're on top of that. Putin has been in power for 18 years. Ukraine is nothing. It's like the Crips taking over the Bloods. Like Joker said in The Dark Knight, this is all meant to happen, so nobody cares right now. And the Ukraine is getting more and more angry, and this is helping Russia. They're slowly but surely taking over. The Communist Party it's a free-for-all, it's a grab. Selling out used to be cool when it didn't involve selling your soul to the devil. Let me say that again. Selling out used to be cool when it didn't mean that you had to sell your soul to the devil. I'm the only comedian who's never repeated a joke and headlined the Chicago Theater, the Gorilla Tango Theater, and sold out. Made $4,000. I didn't make any money, but that's how many. We sold 200 tickets that were $20 each. And no news reports care because I'm Arab. 60% of comedians are white. When do you ever see white comedians out there? There's Ali Wong, who's pregnant and gets famous, but she sucks. You know, a lot of people are out there, a lot of comedians are talking about hyperboles and grammar. They don't know. The same person who created the education system created the prison system. That's why we have people in the embassy that are working for federal government that don't even have a bachelor's or an associate's degree. But then you have somebody, a 38-year-old man like me, with, if you think about it as a role-playing game, it's about experience. You graduate, you advance, you accelerate, you get more gear, and it goes to show that, hey, people with experience are more important than somebody that pays for their degree, right? Like Billy Madison. And then I go to work, I'm 40 years old, I'm guarding a cosmetic store, and this gay man, again, I get accused for being inappropriate by a gay guy. Do you know what their lifestyle is like? Do you know the things they put in their rectum, the thoughts they have, the accusations, their judgments, and they're telling me I'm inappropriate? What is Captain Steuben's first name? Captain Steuben. Van Helsing. That's why you ever heard of Captain Van Steuben. The full name is Captain Van Helsing Steuben. On that note, did you know Pablo Picasso has 22 first names? 22 first names. And he was an artist for 70 years. He discovered Cubism, but he wasn't from Cuba. Don't you know? I don't know. I think Slim Shady is a fucking idiot for stirring up all this mumbo jumbo, because honestly, Colin when he took a knee, he didn't know what he was doing. He was just, have been kneeling for the Pledge of Allegiance national anthem for like 25 fucking years. But because the guy's name is Colin, everyone decided to get behind him and start fucking him. And now he has a Netflix series, and people are saying kneeling has something to do with, they're trying to, it has something to do with this and that. It's like people that think the multiverse and the metaverse is the same. That's all mumbo jumbo. It's when there's a double negative, it cancels each other out. So there's no future, there's no past. Like, why would you think that there's no past tense or second person or first person? A lot of people will ask for, I don't ever ask anybody for anything free, but a lot of people will ask me for a free joke, and I'll say, Elvis Presley didn't know how to use a credit card. He would just give them away. He would just open his wallet and just say, what do you take, Discover, MasterCard? He would say, it's $100. I say, well, here, just take my whole credit card. It's true, man. Elvis used to do that. It's not really a bit or a gag or material, but my comedy is a lot like getting embraced warmly by everyone you know in a bathtub full of puppies licking your face. So if you have a chance, check it out. #Ramsey Swice. Hello, I got one more minute on my break. I can't show you my shirt. I should have took it off. But I just wanted to say, my last break, I was 6 minutes late. I didn't get tardy. I mean, a write-up, a verbal. It's kind of embarrassing because I'm almost 40 and I'm talking about, being a juvenile, but I'm not a juvenile. I'm almost 40. I'm a geriatric almost over the hill. But I was guarding a Super Bowl trophy, but they said I was guarding the wrong door, so they moved me. To be completely honest, I got there at 7:02, and then I had to take the Browns to the Super Bowl, so to speak. I don't know if you ever heard that saying. And they caught me with my pants down. So right now I'm guarding the cafeteria. Hey, it's your boy. If you look at the title alone for Jay-Z's rap songs, 99 Problems and a Bitch Ain't One, Hard Knock Life, and Rub the Dirt Off Your Shoulder, that is almost more important than platonic love. Because Plato, he would even be impressed by that kind of wisdom. Hard Knock Life, because it is, graduating from the Hard Knock University, 99 Problems. That's kind of like Biggie saying, more money, more problems. It's like a sequel. And Rub the Dirt Off Your Shoulder is probably the most important lesson that, without even listening to his music, that you could get just by, those kind of tweets or whatever you would want to call them. Those song titles were very. Do you know that the news ticker was created on 9/11 thanks to Osama bin Laden? We would not have a news ticker on ABC, NBC, any news channel, Fox News. It's all thanks to Muslims, Arabs. This morning I was guarding a church and we were told, be careful of the Muslims. You know what I'm saying? It's unbelievable that I'm getting fucked in a hall of mirrors just for being born. And it's crazy that it's aesthetic to be cathartic. When people crash, people go slow and they watch them because they feel better about themselves. We enjoy seeing others in agony. They say there's 5 steps to grief. There isn't. There's 1 step to grief, and it's to see other people in pain because it makes you feel good. It's Schadenfreude. Other people's pain is your pleasure. You all know the story of Mr. T? Mr. T was cleaning garbage on a set inside of a studio. And the A-Team producer was there and they hired fucking Mr. T. That's how A-Team got started off the ground, because of that beautiful mohawk. And here we are, fast forward 40 years later, and we got people telling us that you can't be a comedian unless you practice for 10 years. But we have 10-year-olds on Saturday Night Live that are famous. You're trying to tell me that they've been in the business for 10 years? There's a big fucking issue right now with the external parameters of the industry that is entertainment, when comedians are lining up outside comedy clubs doing a lot. Yeah, I have my shirt off and I'm taking a leak, but I'm also pulling over to the side of the road to say I feel bad because I yelled at my superior today. Not because she's a woman, but that wouldn't help the situation. But what was I saying? I was saying that I yelled at my superior today because I was guarding the trophy room and she told me not to. And I got really mad, like I was about to punch something, but I didn't get mad because I wanted to take a picture with the trophy. So I think that's the reason why I didn't get fired. Mind your business, fat boy. Because I probably should have got tossed out, and that's why I was so mad, because I thought I was. You know, you meet a guidance counselor, you go to school from K through 12, and then you do associates and bachelors and trade schools and vocationary schools, and you go overseas to be exchange students and substitute teachers and teachers' aides and all this horse manure. Then everyone's asking, oh, what are you up to these days? Oh, watching Netflix? No. Enough with the role playing. You can't live vicariously through other people. You have to step it up a notch or two. Don't be third place, second place, first place. Fuck everybody. If somebody says, what are you doing? Just make some shit up. Be like, I'm a welder. I fucking make metal. I'm like Magneto's son. Magneto's son is Quicksilver, somebody that runs around the world faster than Superman. But, fuck people when they. Why does 8 mean infinity sideways? Man, why are you asking me so many dumbass questions? 7, 8, 9. Man, that's the oldest joke in the book. Why is 7 scared of 8? Because 9. Yeah, but infinity sideways is the number 8. You're changing the subject on me. 8 sideways is just 2 zeros, right? Yes. So why is 8 right side up mean infinity? What's infinite? Is it infinity the same as eternal? Is infinity the 8 sideways? Does that mean that you're famous forever? What a sad state of affairs when everything you say is gospel and everyone is hollow, is airheads. Everybody you talk to, any information that disseminates from one ear to out the other, and anything you say doesn't matter. We're living in a day and time where the less of a man you are, the more you're celebrated. And damn, I had something really fucking important to say. I hate when that happens. Dude, I'm gonna solve the entire X factor, X chromosome, male toxicity, manscape. I need my safe space because I'm in my comfort zone dilemma, conundrum right here. It's not an optical illusion. Holograms don't glow in the dark. Neither do neon glitter that's fluorescent. All right, now listen the fuck up, because this is very important 10,000 years of knowledge that I'm about to drop on y'all. Okay, if you were to think of stand-up comedy professional comedians as high school athletes, right? What happens to athletes in high school and college? They get fucked. Have you seen Blue Chips? Nobody gives a fuck about athletes unless you're in the major leagues. Minor leagues get shit on. Do you know what people... I mean, we have stupid terms like identity politics and talking points. And we, as a culture, our IQ is not evolving isn't parallel with our evolution. Somehow we're creating more words and getting dumber. So that's why I say America is a sinkhole. I don't hate America. What I hate is wasted potential. I know I sound like my dad. He says, why walk in a circle if you could walk in a straight line? And that's why, when you watch movies like Road Trip, and at the last scene, you see all these American women fighting over this English dude. That's America. We are a pigsty. We make spoiled look good. How can you do that? How can you look at an orange that's black and say, oh yeah, spoiled is being good? That's America. We're running. Hello, everybody. They say it takes 2 to party and 3 to tango. So all you really need is one good friend. You know what I'm saying? It's a two-way road. A two-way road doesn't have a median. When I was growing up, every time my sister and I would look out the window, or anyone in my family, there used to be this woman that would walk directly in the middle of the street. And it seems as if I took up that mantle, the dais, the podium. I am a tightrope walker. Somnambulist. I walk a fine line. I passed my DUI test because I was able to walk one foot in front of the other. But I'm also very depressed at the moment. I received my first... I think it's ridiculous that people know about the First Testament and New Testament and the 7 days of creation, but they don't know what sacrilegious means, which is when all the Jews that run Hollywood, basically, because you have to be Jewish to be a famous actor, pretty much, that's what Mark Wahlberg said, doesn't give credit where credit's due. For example, Trump, where people say, oh, he's just a TV personality, but he had the only one with the courage and heart and bravery, etc., foresight and wherewithal to run and win, and then everyone's mad that, oh, well, all he cares about is statistics. Everyone cares about statistics. Everyone wants to be famous. Everyone wants to be president. And all we're doing is hating on him the same way that people hated on Jesus. And now we're wondering, well, what you bitches want from a nigga? Just seeing if anybody's ever tried TikTok. I uploaded a video on there and then they deleted it. So I don't fuck with TikTok. I don't fuck with Vine, Boomerang, Snapchat I think is also retarded. Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn. There was a shooting at YouTube once. I went to Twitter and they kicked me out. And it was kind of, it was very like subliminal and visceral for me when there was a shooting at YouTube, because a lot of these people, they'll take down your channel and they won't have anybody to answer to. So I actually, I really wish there was more shootings at YouTube and Twitter and Facebook, because we really need, and TikTok, because we could really use a whole new team. Y'all remember that scene? You need somebody to point at and say he's the bad guy. That's the comedy scene right now, Really, nobody knows if Will Smith or Chris Rock you know, how anybody should feel about it, because everyone thinks that they're a comedian. And like Eminem said, if everyone thinks they're Tupac, nobody's Tupac. If everyone thinks they're a comedian, guess what? Guess what? No one's a comedian. No one could say, oh yeah, Jada should have slapped Will. Or fucking Chris should have, you know, give Will a blowjob. Like, nobody knows how to respond to what happened. Was it a setup? Probably. But the best part about it was when Chris Rock said that was the greatest night of Academy Awards history, because in the next 15 minutes there was a half of 500 million people that had watched to see what would happen, because they thought it was just a friendly slap. Y'all ever get a Snickers ice cream bar that you know is melted before, because you open it and it's super thin on the inside and it's flat, you know, and then you bite it, like the ice cream part, and it's kind of like chewy. So I just spent $2 on a imposter Snickers, and then I pulled up to the Hamptons, which is where I'm at. I'm guarding tonight, as you can see right there. And some little Chinese kid is pissing. His mom's holding the bottle, and he's pissing all over everything except inside the bottle. So then I walk in through the rear, some homeless, I think she's homeless, but she's really pretty. I don't really know with these homeless people, bro. It's just kind of like a flash in the pan, you know. You don't really. It's up. ET phones home. Well, ET stands for the Entertainment Channel, and they're all fucking phony balonies. And I kind of short circuit, you know. I kind of cuss and swear. I don't even know if this thing is recording. I mean, Snapchat's retarded. I don't know why I gotta hold down a fucking button, because 99% of the time it doesn't even record. And then I end up saying some shit I regret, like, I called Spider-Man a little bitch. Well, I mean, I'm a little disappointed because, you know, he gets stabbed in No Way Home, and then you don't know what happens. He gets stabbed, you know, right above the butt crack, you know, stabbed in the back, so to speak. It's like, well, what the fuck? What's gonna happen, you know? Kind of leave you hanging. Nobody likes to be left hanging. You ever wave at somebody and they're like, what are you waving at me for? I don't even know who you are. Hey everybody. I only got 1% battery, and that actually is good, because I was gonna do a really long Facebook Live movie, but I just wanted to say really quick. Sorry, I got a rush of blood to the cranium. Kind of got off track, but I just coming to grips with, you know, being different, you know, because some people, like, they could only read prime numbers, you know, and I'm not from the era from the 80s when they would say, okay, here's your IQ test, you know, you're above the beyond the crowd. Like in a stampede, I would be the first buffalo, you know, always. That's just. Hello everybody. As Harry Truman says, Dirty Harry, good evening, good day, good morning, and good night. I don't know how that's relevant. I think that's called not a non sequitur, but when you jump from one topic to another. You know, like a gerbil wheel. But I was gonna just you know, burn my own bridge here and say Karate Kid with Jaden Smith is probably the most important movie of all time. I've been doing research the last 48 hours about Heath Ledger and how his role as the Clown Prince of Crime, it was the top performance of all time, but I'm really wanted to put this out for the record. Jaden Smith, Karate Kid. Hey. Blurred lines, now you know. And girl, I promise you, no substitutes. Just me. Hey, it's Fat Albert here. I'm Fat Albert if he was Arabian and 5 foot tall. And not written by Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby wrote all the characters in Fat Albert. Yeah, Fat Albert's like a band member where the name of the show is about one character and all of his friends. You know that Keenan, the guy who plays Fat Albert? Keenan, I don't know his last name. He's known as the worst SNL character, but he's the one that smiles the most. That's so bogus and ambiguous. But I was mainly... The majority of people could be film buffs without ever really taking any film classes, you know. So I told somebody I went to New York, visited New York, and they were flabbergasted, but I only went to New York to attend the Film Academy. The New York Film Academy, which is in several states, you know, it's not just New York, but... So I guess I should pat myself on the back, but if you do any kind of film research, you'll realize that somebody that directs their own work is called an auteur. America's not the only people with a history in film. An auteur is somebody that's an actor and a director, very much like a comedian. And so it gives way to the question that, you know, you watch Cat Williams, he has Sirens. You watch Theo Vaughn, he's country. So a comedian, there's so much wiggle room. And I have a YouTube channel, and I took the biggest steaming pile of shit on the Spider-Man metaverse. The cartoon was good, not the first time. The second time around, I could kind of see the cobweb idea, you know. The multiverse was a box of shit because it was Tobey Maguire, who was like 40, you know, and I like that idea. Spider-Man being this older guy that has to climb the tower, and it doesn't come just willy-nilly, you know, fluid to him, you know. And then that fucking the other guy from Amazing Spider-Man, he was like in his 20s or 30s. And then Andrew Garfield, and then Tom Holland, he's like, what, like 13 or some shit? I don't know.